That was my Michael Scott impression. All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil, yes. Episode
yes.
2.
Episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a very monstrous little Nolly girl.
Yeah, psycho.
Who's a mage.
Nolly military person for the not Germans.
Very patriotic for the paramilitary organization she's a part of.
For the Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are setting out to protect the fatherland.
Right.
But something tells me that this is going to be more of a story of acquiring power rather than holding on to a precious, homeland of sorts.
Yep. It will no longer be called the fatherland, but the little girl land.
The lolly land. All hail Tanya
Yeah.
Whatever her last name was.
Debergertroff or something.
We're horrible at this. Alright guys, it's going to be really fun. So without further ado, let's get into this episode and see what Tanya does this time. Whoa, 2013?
Wait a minute.
What? Tokyo?
New character.
Whoa.
目の前の無能よりはマシだ。そんな。自分はこの無能と違い費用対効果という点です。ただでさえ無断欠勤が多く改善のための業務命令も無視された。あなたを我が社が継続雇用する理由がどこにあるのでしょう。
It's cold.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
We're gonna draw the parallels to this character in Tanya for sure.
お引き取りください。
I've never been laid off, but I can understand that pain, especially if you had a family to provide for.
Oh yeah.
かの資格化を引用するまでもなく、ルールはシステムの円滑化に不可欠。いずれはレール通りに部長の後を告げる。
Yeah. Oh. He's getting killed by the guy he laid off. Oh. Holy crap.
やはりリストラされるような人間は理性より短絡的な感情を優先するの。
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. What's going on?
Yeah. This is the time aspect of the show. Is this a time travel show and we just didn't know it?
If it is.
He's aware that time has stopped.
何が起きたんだこれは。
Yeah, what is this?
いい加減にしてもらいたい。
What?
最近の人間は
What?
物事の利弊を知らない。
What is this?
世の断りから外れすぎだ。
何を言っている
創造主に対する信仰の
Oh,
Wait a
dang.
minute.
This is
Wait a
like
minute.
God himself
いかにも
coming
Okay.
to
なる
speak
ほど。
for
Alright.
these
ではいわ
people.
ゆる神と呼ばれる存在が時間を止め、
Yep.
死に瀕した私の前に日本市民の体を借りて現れた。
To have a conversation,
ということで
apparently.
よろしいです
Yeah.
か
And a pigeon.
ですね。
And a pigeon.
お手数おかけして申し訳ないんですが、私は現実的で理性的な観点から神の存在な
Oh,
ど認
nice.
めま
That's
せん。
pretty apropos right there.
何
Nani?
Even though I
論
just
理
stopped
的思考に
time.
基づけば、不条理な行為を放置するはずもありません。
This is interesting.
Okay.
つまりあなたは
悪魔だと
Okay.
やはり貴様には信仰心が
I
欠如
guess
しているようだな。
I've never
こ
seen
ん
a
な状
show
況
do
があ
this.
るなら
This
詳
is
細を文書
this
で
is
事前
something
に
else.
告知してもらわないと。
貴様は例外としよう。
reincarnation. Oh, snap.
というと
We are
生まれ変わ
meeting
りのことでしょう
Tanya.
か。
信仰心のない人間を転生させるなどプロでしかない。
Okay.
業務方であればビジネスモデルに欠陥があり
Yeah,
ます
shouldn't you be
ね。
like outside of
消
time?
費者意識の分析が甘かったのでしょう。
信仰を失った原因は
科学が進んだ満ち足りた世で
社会的な強者
Yeah.
追い詰められてないからだな。
Wow.
ちょっと待っていただきたい。
Yeah.
その結論は端的に過ぎるか。
Whoa.
落ち着きましょ
You
う。
spoke a bit too
私と
soon,
しては
buddy.
ルールを破る気など少しも。
Dang. Whoa.
待って。
I guess now he believes. Now he...
Now we understand why Tanya prays.
Yeah. Holy crap. No wonder it's a demon lolly. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a sadistic, multi-complex
And that's an explanation why Tanya is actually able to
Office
command
manager
people.
there.
Yeah. Instead,
ターニャちゃん
Tanya
He's
ちゃん
aware. As
私
a
が
baby.
その世界には魔法と呼ばれる力があり、
Oh. Oh, that's terrifying.
魔導士としての適性は十分だがなぜその年で士官学校に志願を
Yeah.
他に道はない。それだけです。
That's hilarious. Look at her.
以前いた世界に似てはいるが、この国が将来必ずしも敗戦するとは限らない。
Getting
そんな
revenge.
に復讐する
getting revenge on God. That. Yeah.
I get it. I
新
get
兵
it.
諸君
Welcome to hell.
能力主義
The double
を標榜する
entendre,
帝国軍で、私は1年足らずで2号生の指導を任されるようになった。
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
妹より年下だぞ
では先
Oh
ほど
my
の件
god.
調査課にいいよ
Yep.
あとは後任が引き継ぎを
豚の餌にでもなりたいのか。このウジ虫どもめ。
このガキ
Oh.
貴様のアホな頭蓋骨を切開して
I
規
love how
律と
she's not
いうも
able
の
to
を
actually have
叩き
the
込んで
gun
や
propped
ろう。
against her shoulder.
Yeah.
些細なトラブルはあったが、
Minor
順
issues.
調に断定過程卒業を控えた私に残されたのは北方での実地研修のみとなった。まさか研修中に戦闘が始まるとは。クソットレの存在 X め。
こちらノルデンコントロール。原告よりレグレチャフ準尉は少尉に任とす。紹介研修を観測任務に移行せよ。コールサインはフェアリー08。
フェアリーか。妖精とは皮肉
That is an ironic name.
Very much so.
Holy crap. I think the trees would start burning here.
協商連合による瀬戸際外交のツケがこれか。戦争の覚悟もなく越境など帝国ならありえんな。
Dang. Holy crap.
Okay.
攻撃の観測手なら
Uh-huh.
話は別だ
Yep. Tanya's first mage on mage encounter.
ノルデンコントロール、こちらフェアリー08。敵歩兵部隊は統率を失いつつあり、オーバー。これ以
This is
上
kind of a
は
bad
弾
idea
の無駄だ
having
な
a。single point of failure
ま
for
さかこ
scouting.
んな楽な現場で初戦を飾れるとは。
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, don't speak too soon, Tanya.
電波障害か。
Yeah.
敵魔導士軍を感知。
This got intense pretty quickly. I like the
Okay.
music and stuff.
俺の娘より小さかったぞ
空中待機中の友軍が600以内に急行予定。
10 minutes.
インスタント食品を作ってどれと片付けるほどの時間だぞ。集団相手に持つわけがない。即時離脱許可を。
遺憾ながら許可できない。
Oh,
速報部隊到着まで地対戦闘に努めよ。
crap. You're expendable. Yeah.
了解。出まし
I'll
ょう。
survive as long as I can.
彼は我らと共に。
神だ。
Jeez.
私は神の存在など認めない。
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. But kind of intense too.
You just need to distract them for 10 minutes. You don't need to actually fight them.
中隊長向かったぞ
Yeah, now they can't shoot her way because friendly fire.
一人で戦場の主役と。
Oh, sure, yeah. This is an opportunity for promotion.
Sometimes it's a good thing.
最高に愉快。
Oh, cool. I like this.
Sure. That music.
Use the blade, use the blade. Getting close.
Your
Oh, he's doing
9-year-old
the same.
Yeah.
They both missed. Oh, dang.
援護してやれ
Of course, he stays
Why don't they
behind.
just bombard them from long range? Like,
Her eyes are so crazed. Oh my god. And now you're in trouble.
yeah. Just a bit.
Oh my
That
god.
does look very cool. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
奴がいない。
Oh.
捕まえた。
What's she gonna do? Oh my gosh. Oh my
そいつの
gosh.
狙いは。
She killed
Wait.
herself? What?
Okay, show's over, I guess.
I don't see a body though. She used her own warding spell to keep her alive.
表向きは奮闘しつつ自然な形で戦線を離脱。
Oh,
生存と保身
nice.
を優先さ
She
せ
put on a display for the other people so they'll see her as being some hero.
That's genius.
Nice.
Or so I thought.
この戦闘において増援到着まで敵部隊を撃破確実に
Oh no,
不明
she's a hero
ここ
now.
まで評価されるとは。
So now they're like, we're gonna, yeah.
そんなイエス扱いだ。
He's like,
その
damn you,
行動を
God.
突撃賞を
Ah, this is where she got that.
Now they'll be calling on her for all their impossible
おめでとう
situations.
Right.
これで前線にでも送られたら
Yeah, they're gonna do
They
that.
totally are.
自動相談のないものと抗う意志も己の尊厳さえはここでは注意されるのみ。
では撮影していきます
どこまでも孤独で永遠と続く絶望的な状況。
This is the part of the
自分を
job.
殺せ。はじめまして。私は白銀ターニャ・デグレちゃんで。
Okay, okay.
So-
This show is very unique. I kind of like it a lot, specifically because I love the petulant indignation
Right.
that comes from this middle management guy
Yes,
who was reincarnated into the lolly pseudo German,
Yeah.
girl with this intense desire to just give God the middle finger. It's
Which-
just so great. Oh
I
my
love it
gosh.
because the idea that they're saying like, oh, believing in God and all that stuff, and Tanya, I mean, I guess she wasn't Tanya at that time, but
Right.
is literally looking like at God and like telling him, I don't believe in you. And then later, like,
Oh my gosh.
like the idea that she's basically like talking to God and being like, you suck. I don't believe in you. You suck. Why are you doing this to me?
But using that scene where I've really empathized with the guy that was laid off because
Oh, yeah?
Tanya, or the original form of Tanya, not a great guy.
No, kind of an asshole.
Yeah, got a lot, like all the complexes, like you said. So,
Yep.
psychopath, narcissistic, Machiavellian, all those problems.
Just not a nice guy.
No, but then when he died, his first thing of God basically, or being X,
Right.
stopping time and having a conversation with him about reincarnation and about the values of humanity and the time and the effort and the energy being spent, and he argues with him against his own reincarnation because he wants to critique God on the model of running existence.
I get the
it's
feeling-
so just freaking hilarious. I love it.
I get the feeling he had been planning that kind of conversation for a long time. Like all the points that he
No.
would make if he actually did
No, because he doesn't believe.
No, I
Why
know.
would he plan?
Not that he would actually think that conversation would happen, but like sort of the case against God, right?
Yeah, but I don't
Like-
think he needs to think about it. It's effortless.
Because he's just always
This
thinking
is who he is.
that he's always in that like state of mind.
Right, exactly. It all
Sure.
felt very natural. In fact, he used a lot of relatable terms to his business
Yeah.
that he used to work in.
Right. He's like, if you're having trouble, then that means you're using a failed business model.
Right, and talking
Yeah.
about how, the whole context of this, supreme being doesn't make sense, from the standpoint of, where he's coming from with being in the modern era where the needs are being met through science and technology. Why would humanity go
Right.
into the state where they are in some kind of dire straits and
it's hilarious
need
because
some kind of
it's
God?
it's like when someone's holding like it's like in Batman when the Joker's holding Rachel over the edge of the building and Batman's like, let her go.
Very poor choice of words.
It's like
But also the best part was how Being X or God turned his words on himself of like, oh, you're getting your needs met right now and you're not in dire straits. And he's like,
that's why you don't believe me? He's like, well,
hold on. I might have misspoke.
Yeah.
He's like, I should get some reincarnation, right?
He's like, you will.
Yeah.
You will.
I'll put you in the worst possible position and have you survive, or at least try to survive.
Right, and it's funny because, like, if he wanted the worst possible situation where he just die immediately, he could have put him in a worse one.
No, because I think God, being some kind of outside of time eternal being, would want
there to be that
would want there to be the hope.
Exactly.
So that he could actually despair. So he could could spend all this time working for it, and in the end, it still wouldn't.
Right? Because if he just dropped him into like the Titanic as it's sinking or something, then
yeah, that's just a dick move.
Right? Then he'd just be like, okay, well, double birds till I drown. You know,
right?
Like, but. And somehow, because in the first episode, Tanya was praying.
Tanya has a personal connection with God now.
So, we'll have to see how that came about.
No, that's what it is. It's basically the idea that Tanya begrudgingly accepts that God exists,
while at the same time saying,
doesn't want to
you.
give any faith into the whole equation.
Right.
Because there's a difference between someone accepting something exists rather than like putting like intentional faith belief into it.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of pious stuff. And I think that they can really make this show be very clever with all the conflicts in Tanya's environment be where she just blames God for when things go wrong. Like,
right.
Thanks, Obama, you know, kind of.
Those little bits with like...
not my president.
Those little bits with like, don't worry, God is on our side. And she's like...
Triggered.
Like that was great.
But the thing is they made the show actually kind of epic in another way. It's not just a petulant man-child, adult child against God. You know, it's something else. There's actually a little story in there of I am actually going to struggle and surpass my environmental, you know, hurdles that are being placed against me by this.
And this is great because they're making it so that the main antagonist does not actually exist in their world in any sort of like corporeal form.
Yes, and also they came up with the perfect, unique premise to explain why this world exists. This whole reality might exist just on God's whim, just for Tanya to do her thing in.
Yep.
Which means that
a little meta.
Yeah, which means at the entire end of this, God could just be like, and the existence no longer is. Thank you for your belief. Moving on. Like, God could be a real prick in this. Like, like because apparently God is kind of like Tanya in that he doesn't like wasting time.
Petty. Well,
petty. Well, no, but the thing is, he sees that as inefficient for me to be reincarnating those with no faith.
Yeah, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of a God that can effortlessly do anything.
God, you know, Which means this God is more of like a much more human like entity than most religions. Gods
which is
tend
great
to be.
because that means they could get into some real like arguments.
Oh yeah, which they legitimately did at the train station, and I loved that. I loved that. And then
great.
But you notice they did this, and I think this might be the theme of the show. They blended the philosophical bit with the intense action, and then kind of the character-focused stuff. So what if that's the three tenets of the show?
Okay.
Good action, semi-interesting philosophy here and there, and then character moments for Tanya. I watched that show.
I would say that comedy is in there somewhere above
Comedy is subjective, though, with this. Because the thing is, I think we found a lot of it funny in particular. Like, a lot of things very particularly funny with actually a lot of the God philosophy stuff. Because it's poking fun at a lot of areas of religion, but also the whole absurdity of this concept, you know?
Right.
But I think what they're going to try to do is make us accept the concept more and more.
Well, no, I mean,
actually get us to where we'll sympathize a little bit and root for Tanya to beat God.
No, absolutely.
You know?
I am completely 100% on board with the concept, but I'm not on board with the concept because of its deep philosophy things that it asks.
No,
I'm on board
the
with the
absurdity
concept
of it
because it's absurd, and I want to see this romp with a reincarnated company middle management jerk into a little girl not Nazi with magic powers that now has to do her thing.
Whoever was in the boardroom pitching this probably had the time of their lives, and people were like, "Nani?"
I mean, they were pitching it to the same people who thought that Studio Nut was a good idea. So, you know.
I'm talking about the anime adaptation because this is probably a manga before.
Oh,
it was,
sure.
You know, an anime. And most things are with regards
Yeah,
to
that's
anime.
a good question. Is this an
anime
a manga
original,
or is it an anime original? I
don't know. It has some essence of being an anime original because I can just imagine having to draw all the military stuff just being a drawing nightmare.
Or it could be something where the person who made the manga was a military nut.
Okay, I'll let you pass on that one. That wasn't horrible. But okay, so Tanya is this character.
Yeah.
And I like the way they introduced the character and didn't make it immediately obvious it was Tanya, but did hint that it was Tanya.
Okay. Yeah. And this also
okay, no, go ahead.
This also throws new perspective onto the whole thing of her sending the two other people off to die.
Right.
She was essentially
laying
them off in military fashion.
Well, that's the whole point of her character, is that she's going to take all the things that she learned in mid-level corporate management, bring it into the military setting with the context of her actual training in the military academies and such, with the mage school and all that stuff, and becoming an actual officer, to become someone who will be able to truly give God, I guess, the middle finger.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny, though? God gave her mage powers.
Uh-huh.
That was not luck of the draw. Like,
nope.
Everything involved in Tanya's life is not accidental.
Exactly.
So that means that God has, wants to give her, some
He's got
chances.
a sense of humor.
He got a sense of humor, yes. And her getting the mage powers is basically her hope.
Right.
Because I think that she would have done fine without them, but it makes things a little bit easier.
Right.
A little bit easier.
And it also by maybe that was something where God was actually manipulating her.
Oh, sure.
By saying okay, I'm going to give her these mage powers. That way she'll see okay, this is my
ticket.
This is my ticket.
But it's
actually just guiding her into the most dangerous area of the world.
Sure.
Because the thing is, she would have had trouble, but she probably could have survived and gotten food, money, and stuff like that. Because she's got the mind of a grown man inside there, so she could have figured things out.
Right, but there's also the thing of, because of the time that they're in and because of what they said there, her status, her social status was so low that because she had mage abilities, it wasn't even her choice. She was forced into conscription. So this is the thing. No.
Did they say that?
No, because they always conscript mages into the military.
Okay.
She could have dropped out and just not performed well. But I think he banked on the narcissistic kind of psychopathy and they're wanting to climb the military ladder to be that.
Sure.
But because of her social status, she couldn't have gone and become a politician or something.
Oh, no. But if you're going for simply an easy life, without danger,
No, not an easy life. Well, yes, an easy life, but a safe life. A life where...
Right.
A life where... Because she wants to live as long as possible to spite God.
Right.
There's the desire to live the cushy life, like she talks about. But there's also the desire to just not die of, a random disease, probably.
Or a random bullet.
A random bullet, yes, exactly. So right now, I think Tanya's kind of psychopathy is getting into the thing where she's actually enjoying at this point the putting her life on the line bit,
right?
Because she's almost testing God to end her life short so that she won't be able to get
in a way
faith.
in a way that it's kind of like a thing where if she ever dies, then she will consider that to have been victory.
Yes.
Because, I'm done and I didn't ever
believe in you. Yes. It makes it really fun.
Yeah.
I like
it does.
I like the philosophy bit though that they had in the conversation, because even though it was philosophy light, I would say, the concept of a person interacting with God and actually having that kind of a conversation where it was about, I'm criticizing the way you do things. I have to deduce based on my, perspective of the world that it's far more likely that you're actually some kind of devil rather than what humanity views as a god, because you let this absurdity happen. You let this kind of stuff happen. And it's the age-old question, is God all-powerful or all good? Because most people would say he can't be both.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So it's
now shout out.
It's interesting.
That end credit scene.
Oh, the music.
Yes, the music was amazing, but the end credit scene.
Oh, yes, the end credit scene with the photo shoot. Oh my gosh, she's like, my dignity was taken from me in an instant, but I played the part because this too is all part of the job. And you guys, Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm butchering her lines, but just
that was
the 45-year-old something in the lolly body being forced into the Victorian, late Victorian, early modern era dress for the purpose of doing some kind of photo shoot propaganda bit. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. It's so perfect. It's so, in a way, demeaning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But the thing about it is you can look at this and go, yeah, it's part of the job. But in the back of your mind, you're always wondering, God's really, really being a dick to Tanya right now. That's hilarious.
That was great. That was so good. But yeah, the ending was incredible.
Yeah, the ED was fantastic.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised we hadn't gotten up until this point kind of OP or ED.
I thought that once the whole conversation, with God was over, I thought that was where they were going into the opening, and it's like, but then they actually just went into, okay, Tanya's born, yeah. That was also really great seeing the internal monologue of Tanya as she is a baby.
Right.
Just observing this world and being
yeah, your impression right there was really good. Just kind of
this place sucks. These people are idiots.
Shoving food in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm at this poor nunnery. She's observing all the things. Actually, that's a really good point. Do you think there are ever some babies that are born, not literally like that, but I'm talking about where they're born and you can see that extra intelligence in their eyes where they're they're making little critical observations, and you're like, holy crap.
I think it's awesome because, okay, how much do you remember from when you were
you're not supposed to biologically be able to remember anything before age 2.
Right.
It's impossible. Your brain dumps it.
Right. You're just processing and taking in information.
Right. Your brain's not being used for memory.
But I remember my earliest memories of how I perceived the world. I remember being not like Tanya, but I was very okay, all right, this is how things are. But I always felt whenever people were interacting with me, that it was one of those things where it's okay, they're treating me like a kid, I don't actually know how to
But you don't know how old
things.
you were when you had that memory.
No, that would just very young.
Yeah, you were probably 5. I would say you were maybe as young as 4. But generally, people don't remember things before, age... I mean, even closer up to age 3. And also, you're already 21, so...
Well, no, I know, but the...
I mean... Wait, you're 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been for a while.
It's okay.
But
I don't remember other people's ages.
But I thought that was like a great like little like supposal thing where it's using the obvious thing that doesn't happen of Tanya Salaryman being reincarnated into a baby, but using that as sort of like a way to make fun of how people see children as being just like children that don't have thoughts of their own and things like that.
Right.
Whereas Tanya's just sitting there like, okay, how am I going to make the most of this dire situation I'm in?
At 9 years old, she's like
joining the military,
an officer.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't take her seriously. Like she's younger. She's like younger than my little sister, and it's like I'm surprised people weren't chuckling. Yeah. But I'm sure they were a little bit worried about like military repercussions.
Exactly.
But then like people were probably giving her some more smack up in that barracks bit.
Oh yeah.
And she blows a hole through the wall, and she's like, "What are you guys looking at?"
Now, okay, they did get a little bit unrealistic there, because. All right, if she's 9 years old, how would she have the muscle capabilities to actually, hit the guy and cause him pain? Like,
mage class, probably at age 4 or whatever that was, probably enhanced her physical growth in some way.
I'm just saying that is completely ridiculous, and it does not belong in this show, and they should have caught that.
Yeah, this is the kind of show where I'm glad that you brought that up so sarcastically, because who cares about realism in this show? Like, this is amazing. Like, just like you said, it's a romp.
Yep,
it's a romp. But I'm excited for the character stuff. I'm excited for Tanya to have her little mini triumphs and her little conversations of frustration.
Oh yeah,
where she's kind of just going crazy talking to herself. Really. Mm-hmm. Especially if she's saying she doesn't believe in God.
Exactly.
So her just being like, even praying or having maybe some kind of, indignant, like kind of fist shaking at the air,
And all right, what was it? There was a moment in this episode where she said something that was totally like a trigger word of like, oh, nothing bad can happen now, or like it's easy from here on out, or or something like that. And then immediately the bat's like, oh no.
You spoke too soon.
Yeah, you spoke too soon. Haven't you learned from, talking about, reincarnation and stuff? Like,
Tanya's only flaw is she can't keep her big mouth shut.
Exactly.
Like, every once in a while, she's probably going to say something. It's like, ooh, Tanya.
Don't give the GM idea.
Right. That's true. This is basically like, what if you were reincarnated into, the 1800s or something, and you're a baby girl, but anytime the GM, your whole life is controlled by a nebulous, outside of space and time GM that can do whatever they want with your environment.
Yep. And they give you cool powers, but then they're like, all right,
I'm just gonna screw with you. This is gonna be the worst RPG you ever played. This is going to be not fun. And people die when they are killed. But her little hype moment of just grabbing onto the guy's like, I got you.
And I love
the geniusness of being like,
yes,
I'm going to blow myself up.
So I'll be a hero, right? But also use that as a way to leave the battlefield.
Right.
It's like, that's fantastic. But then she doesn't foresee like, oh, no.
I'm a big dang hero.
Yeah.
Like... What does that make us? Big damn hero, sir. You did right. Yep. Firefly reference. But the bit where she's in the bed, she's like, "Oh no, this is not good." All I'm seeing is the Knuckles meme. Oh no, oh no. she's just. I did not plan this. God, why do you hate me? I want you to believe in me.
Or more specifically, God wants her to know Due. You brought it up first.
No, mine was very localized.
You drew first blood.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But yeah, this
show is fun.
This show is fun. It is so much fun.
I'm looking forward to watching more of it.
Yes.
I think that the ending is going to be not as good as the beginning, because there's no way they can really resolve this perfectly.
Right.
Mostly because we're in unfamiliar territory, but I also kind of like immediately jumped to the ending in my mind when I saw them stop time with the train and everything and the reincarnation bit. I'm like, oh, oh, how are they going to end this?
Right.
Like,
yeah, because
I'm a little worried.
Like, they could make Tanya lose, you know?
Right.
And, but then that sort of takes away a bit from, you know, who Tanya is. So they're not going to have her end up, you know, getting, like, reincarnated finally, you know,
right.
like... So...
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. And guys, if you want to see, you can check out the next episode's reaction right now in the Patreon link description below. Also comes with Discord access.
That's right.
Also, if you want to watch this episode in its full-length reaction, go check out the Patreon tier for that as well.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll see you all there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.